Hey guys, how's it going out there? Welcome to the show. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. We may have a good one for you today. You just don't know. It's open discussion, like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Ain't it cool? We got the panel out there. Who's over there? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Yo. Hello.
So, there you go. Yeah. So what are we doing today here?
Don't know. That's the cool thing about it.
Uh-huh. It's a free-for-all, huh?
It's not a free-for-all, it's an open discussion.
Oh. Well, that makes it difficult.
It's not for me.
How so?
I don't have a presentation scheduled, and it's not difficult. I just sit back and admin the show. That's how it goes.
Okay. Maybe I should be unmuting some people here.
yeah, that could be a good thing to do.
Yeah. We got Dijslo here, we got Don Geo here, and we got a guy named Harp here. Are you guys all flat earthers?
Yep. Of course.
Okay, good.
And we
got one glober in here, and it's apparently now Socknigma.
Socknigma. I just seen that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sock?
What up, want to? I'll be fine as long as you guys don't question my bull religion.
Uh-oh.
Don't take my ball away, please.
You will. Good chat soon. So I got a super chat already from Elijah Freeman. He says, "What's up?"
Oh, what's up, Elijah? Thanks, man. Yeah. What's up? Yep, that's what we got today. What's up? Listen, guys, the link to join the panel is in the description box underneath the video that you're watching. So if you want to join in, go ahead. Make my day. For all you chat commenters, the chat skanks, yeah, you guys, like the chat skank your way, through the comments section. Come on in. The water's warm. Go ahead and put out your proofsies.
Yeah.
Are there any sharks?
No sharks.
Barracudas.
As far as they know.
Well, you could also get barracudas, right? Those are nasty too.
That's a good song, by the way. Heart.
What's going on, dude?
What do you mean what's going on? The show's going on. That's what's going on.
I see. It's a freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a freestyle. It's not free. It's a free-for-all freestyle. That's not what it is. An open discussion. Doesn't even start with an F.
Well, open is kind of like open, right? So we can start with the weather.
You could start with the weather if you want. That's fine. I'm sure everyone out there listening doesn't mind talking about the weather.
Well, it's very good. It's a nice temperature here in Holland. Blue skies, as far as the eye can see.
We just lost 2 viewers.
That's funny.
Because of beautiful weather? Why?
No, I was just kidding. We didn't lose.
So how's the weather in America?
In America, it's not just one singular place with the weather, love. There's many different places with a myriad of different weathers.
I didn't want to pinpoint you in Dark Shore sort of vicinity, right?
Everyone knows I'm here in Missouri, home of the Missouri boat ride.
It could have been, but Missouri is also very huge in that sense.
It's very huge. Well, yeah, compared to the Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys live in places so small?
By being tall, so that you can look over them.
By being tall. What the heck? This non sequitur. Jeez.
How would you like me to answer that, huh? There's no answer to such a thing.
I don't know. Is there just a lot of people, are you guys like side by side or something?
Although, maybe we're on top of each other with in flats and stuff.
In flats. Yep. Hey, what's up, Jose? Jose Mesa, shout out, brother. Cool. I'm actually looking at the chat. See, this is what I can do on open discussions. I can look at the chat. Not that I'm going to be spending all my time there, folks. So don't be chat skanking your way through there, baltards. I just noticed names. They jump out at me. So good to have you around, Jose.
I want to give a shout out to Eddie Bravo actually for coming back. He's supporting Hubblers. Well, it's for beginners. Yes, it's beginners, but he's coming back out. I haven't heard from him since till this recently. So shout out to Eddie Bravo.
Where did he go?
I don't know. He went MIA. I don't know. I just seen a recent video of him on the podcast, the Tinfoil Hat podcast, and talking about he came back.
I call BS. There's your shout out.
Maybe.
Now, people are requesting me to shout them out in chat for some reason. Why would you want a shout out?
Oh, well, you can do it for once. Well, Sleeping Warriors in there. You got...
Yeah, but I refracted his shout. Hold on a second. I refracted his shout out earlier.
Refracted?
Yeah, he said sleep. Oh, wait a second. I'll go back. It says, shout out to Sleeping Warrior. And then I said, shout out refracted before the show started.
Yeah, well, before the show starts.
And he retorted with, so long as your refraction isn't based on R, I'm okay with Nathan getting my shout out. What the heck? That doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Nathan.
Yeah, no, I read that earlier. Didn't make any sense.
That don't make no damn sense. What does Nathan have to do with it? Nathan, I'm okay with Nathan getting my shout out. Nathan wasn't getting your shout out. This is like non sequitur day.
Well, we're up for a great show then. Huh?
Yeah, we do. You people need to get away. If you live near friggin' high power lines, you need to move away. Stop mainlining the damn fluoride. And if you have paint chips collected from the 70s, stop munching on those. That's a start. Oh, listen to this. I'll do this shout out. So we got a super chat from Sock Nigma. Shout out to my girl Sittings and my boy BOI Righteous Force. There you go.
Thank you very much.
That is the second and third time I've seen boy written BOI.
That's a new thing. You have to be here, boomer.
Did you just call me a boomer?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Is that any better than calling you a cherry picker?
What does that actually mean? Is that supposed to be some kind of derogatory, like a pejorative insult? What does that actually mean?
Do you want me to set it in context? Please allow me.
Go ahead.
So, in the previous VC, talking about you being 28 when you first stepped into university, right? Before that, you had a lot of experience with military and everything. But I just wanted to put this in context that I was a flat earther at 27. Ha ha.
Cool. Yeah. You're very fortunate to have that many years.
So That's what makes you feel that you're a boomer. You were in university when you're 28.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? That's fair. That's fair. Yep, I got you. I got what I asked for. Hate when that happens.
Yeah, I thought the boomer. I'm a boomer, 1960. I thought it was, because there was a whole crap load of us being born because of the war made us short. So we're booming back in, getting ready for another war. Isn't that how it works?
Now, I think there's connotations to that are deeper connotations. It's like a real dig. Like we're kind of antiquated. Sorry, antiquated. Jeez, oh man, antiquated.
Yeah, with speech impediments and stuff.
Not speech impediments. Jeez, oh. Suffering succotash.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I know boomer is a phrase to say those that are not equipped with technology. Like,
Ooh.
that's one explanation.
Right,
Oh,
right. I can
then
understand that.
boomer.
Yeah, yeah.
So I threw you a citation. Baby boomer, a person born in the years following World War II. And there was a temporary marked increase in the birth rate. So exactly what I just said.
Well, there's been a lot of years since World War II has passed, so everyone can't be a boomer past that. 1945. Has to be a section in there, right?
When there was a temporary marked increase in the birth rate.
All right, so delineate the time frames.
Okay, well, I'd have to look further into that then.
Yeah.
But I know I'm one.
Yeah.
Sort of a mission now.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
So
I'm not going any further. I just did what I did. That's it.
Well,
You
we have to define, the parameters. So define that if you're going to call somebody a boomer, define it, and then, state your objection.
Let me
Looks like
do
you got a shout out in the YouTube chat there.
Yeah, I will do that one. G Deuce, is that you? Shout out to the ether.
Shout out retracted.
I wanted to hear QE say.
That was never going to happen.
How much money? How much money, QE?
No amount.
How much, but
Nope.
Well, you can try. I mean, let the guy try.
No, don't waste your money.
Maybe he will give you $100 for it.
No, don't. Nope.
I got 100 on that.
Nope. Don't waste your money.
Let's hear a song dedicated to the ether.
No, dedicated. Not only a song, but one dedicated to the ether. Yeah. Good one. Start holding your breath right now.
I'm feeling sorry that I did the shout out. I should have let you do it.
I was looking right at it for about 2 minutes.
Oh, the hell.
Yeah, we may begin. Nathan gave us his blessing.
Okay, yeah.
No, we can start now.
Okay, so I dug further. I did dig further. Baby boomers, often shortened to boomers, are the demographic cohort between the silent generation and preceding Generation X. Generation is generally defined as people born from 1946 to 1964 during the post-World War II baby boom.
There you go. Yep. So you're correct. Then that's correct. I am a boomer according to that definition. Yes.
I kind of like the word boomer. I mean, there was a...
Me too. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but there was a show back in the day that was called Boomer, and it was a nice furry dog, and with all kinds of adventures and stuff.
Oh, I thought it referred to car audio at once upon a time. Like bass.
Car audio. What the heck?
We had a chewing gum by the name of Boomer here in India when I was a kid.
All right.
So what did you do?
An 8-handed bitch slap?
So what did you do when you were chewing it? It was like plastic C4 and it blew your freaking teeth out.
they used to advertise it like that. So Boomer was basically a Superman type character who used to emerge out of that chewing gum when you blow it out.
Jeez.
Seriously, I'm not kidding.
I didn't
That
think
was
you
my
were.
childhood. That was my childhood.
Sleeping Warrior, if you're watching, I got one word for you. Ruhif.
Roofie. Right? Roofie. What a numpty dipshit he is. Damn, QE is old. Yeah, who is that? Reduta and yeah, I'm old. What's the big deal about that? Haven't you ever heard? The older the violin, the sweeter the music.
Yeah, I don't know.
61, bro.
It depends on who's
Sparrow
playing
was
it.
the blacker than it.
Good thing you were a rumpus. So what's going on out there? It's a little bit slow. So we got the numpty clips, guys. Numpty clips are rocking and rolling. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK, numpty clip will roll out. And they're getting better and better. And we're going to play one here in a few minutes. Once the open discussion tails away, we're going to go ahead and play Sci-Fi Scam again. Because I like it.
All you got to do is hit that notification bell so you can be aware of the next video.
So I just wanted to know one thing, Yui.
Is that all you wanted to know was just one thing?
So, for the time being, that was the question.
Go ahead, shoot.
So you have started picking on globe earthers whom you have not even directly interacted with, right? Because all the clips of Simandan that you posted in the numpty clip were from his own video, right? Where he was taking a dig at all flat earthers. So now that you have started picking up such flat earthers who may not be who may not have directly interacted with you, I find it really interesting because you have a whole plethora of globe heads out there.
Not all. Some of them I have interacted with on a personal level. Others I haven't. I think it's irrelevant. It's what the substance is that's coming out of their pie holes that I deal with.
That deep blaster.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. So it's not an all or nothing here. Some I have, some I haven't.
Well, Simon Dan has been on your radar for a longer time, I think.
Now, Simon Dan, in fact, ironically, it was Jose Mesa. If he's still out there, shout out to Jose. It was years. It was when first Sci-Fi Scam first come on the scene, and we were talking. I think it was in 24/7. Who knows back then what it was? And he said, "Hey, this new guy is out." He goes, "Let me show you." And then we went to his channel, and he was playing one of his videos, and Sci-Fi Scam, as soon as I seen Sci, I go, oh, he's a Sci man, so he must know what a hypothesis is. So we're all looking. I don't know how we did it, but I typed in a comment, and Sci-Fi Scam responded. It was a very simple one. It usually goes like this: define a scientific hypothesis. That's what that usually goes by, right? And we were all sitting there, and I told Jose, watch this. And he came out with some more shit. We were laughing. And I'm not for sure. I think Scam banned me. That might have been another person because me and Jose did that a couple times. So I'm not exactly for sure it was him. Doesn't matter anyway. And I can remember looking over and he had 221 subscribers. 3 months later, he had 20,000. And this guy couldn't tie his shoes without a fleet of slobber nurses. I mean, he was that bad. So he dropped off the radar ever since then. I could care less about him. Didn't watch any of his videos or anything. But about 3 weeks ago, I get a DM, because it's Discord. I get a DM from this knuckle dragger. I asked him who authorized him to speak to me. Right? So he jumped on my radar right there. I said, keep going. I said, let me go and see one of his videos. So I was just, shuffling through a couple of his recent videos. Save some of the links. Because I said, I'll do a numpty clip on him. Now, I realize, people, you got to give me a break here. I understand that it's low-hanging fruit. I know this. So there's probably not going to be too many more sci-fi scam ones because, yeah, okay, it's pretty pathetic for me to go after this guy. Because he's a numpty. You guys know he's even below your average skank and file baltard, right? We know this. So just give me a break. I thought I'd do one. Because he tugging on Superman's cape with the DM. So there you go, sci-fi scam. How you like me now, clown? How about that, Jose? You remember that out there? Let's see if Jose's still in the chat. And that's Jose Mesa from 24/7.
For the time being, I had one more question.
Go ahead.
Where do you get all these insults from? So I haven't even heard of all these insults like knuckle draggers and slobber nursing. I don't even get all of them. So crayon munchers. So all these insults are new to me. I just wanted to know, are these terminologies pretty common there in the US?
They are now.
Yeah, knuckle dragger's been around for decades.
Mouth breathing, window licking, knuckle draggers. I have a little artistic license with combining them. I think crayon munchers, that was mine. They're all basically my concoctions.
What is skanking?
Troglodytic neophyte.
A what?
Troglodytic neophyte.
A troglodytic neophyte. That's pretty funny.
My God.
See, that's too contrived though. You have to keep it basic. Not too many
when
people.
you say,
Hold on. Not too many people know what
Yep.
a troglodyte is. That's what your problem. That's the problem. Go ahead, Flat Arthur.
so when you say crayon munching, you literally mean that someone munches on crayons. Crayons
I
means the things we used to.
Yes, I definitely.
Why would someone do that? Why
Because
is that even an insult?
Yeah, because they're numpties. That's all they can do is munch on crayons and slobber. I definitely, when I say it, I get a visual. Crayon munching,
Even I
window
do.
licking, knuckle draggers. Yeah, I see
Even
that.
I do. But I can't picture that. I have never seen people actually doing it.
Yeah, I can visualize that. Like a dumb little kid sitting there with a coloring book eating his crayons and slobbering all over himself.
Yeah, you ever heard this one?
That's what I was thinking of.
No wheezing the juice, buddy. That's Pauly Shore, 95.
Oh, I don't
No
do
clue.
no, I don't do Pauly Shore. Sorry.
Holy sure. My God.
No, he's out of my genre. I don't, exactly.
I looked
Dan.
at that dude. A couple words came out of his mouth and I just turned him off and I never watched him ever. He's
Who's that?
so stupid. Holy sure.
Oh yeah.
That's completely stupid. Not even funny stupid,
Yep. So
I'd
they
rather
don't.
watch a good B movie.
Yep. So they don't really come from anywhere, Flat Arthur. Just I don't know. I just catch them out of the ether.
Mhm. My favorite would still be circle jerking numpty dipshit. And like I always say that when I use it in front of Indians, when I actually mean it, I have to explain the meaning of that term, what it means when I just use that term for that person. So it's really funny. It becomes
What,
two
the
times
circle
funny
jerk?
when you have to. Yeah, so no one actually knows the meaning of all these words in India. So whenever I use these words in order to refer to someone as a stupid person, he does not even get it. What did you just say? What is that supposed to mean? So I have to explain it to
Well,
them.
if you were in Germany, all you would have to say is short stone, which translates to Einstein, and it's a derogatory term for being stupid. Just so you know.
Yeah, but when he's in India, and how do you? Are these family members?
These are my friends, and I don't actually call my relatives circle jerking numpty dipshits.
No,
but
no,
yes,
no,
my
I'm not-
friends and
I'm not saying
Yep.
that. Hold on, Flat Earther. I'm not saying that you do. I'm saying that if your family members were around when your friends were around and you use these terms, who is it that's asking you? The ones that you're calling the circle jerking numpty dipshits, or the people around the circle
So
jerking?
these are the people, no, not the people around, but the circle jerking numpty dimshit themselves when I talk to them online most of the time. So if you can have a look at my YouTube channel, it is there, and I have become a little more active on YouTube, and I've started uploading my conversations in Hindi. I don't think most of you will get it, but there are going to be some conversations which are completely in English. You can enjoy them and get a drift of what the conversation in India is going on. But yes,
That
in
is
those
too-
conversations, I have come across many people in India who are like globe heads, pretty much to the extent of Rumpus and other people like, who was that? Kosho?
You got an
Yes, there
Indian.
are the-
You got a Indian rumpus.
If you just give me a minute, I'll tell you. That was my previous upload on my YouTube. The guy the guy went to the extent of saying that, according to him, when a ship goes away from your eyes, it is actually, he just brought up the point of refraction, and I was interested. Okay, so how does refraction come into the picture? So he was of the opinion that the rays from the ship gets into the ocean and refracts through the water and then reaches our eyes, and that is how we see those ships which have gone beyond the curvature, because the light rays are coming through the body of water. So I was laughing inside, but I just could not show it. I made him draw the picture of it. I made him go to paint. I said, take as much as you want, but please draw it diagrammatically so that no one is confused what you are actually trying to say. And he did it. And that was the end of my video. It was epic. I only get like 40 or 50 views on my videos, but it was epic. There were like 10 or 15 people watching.
You keep
and-
going. I'm going to start talking like this in about 2.3 seconds.
I want a few of you guys to join me in my channel and share your stories, and maybe
You couldn't handle my insults, bloody blaster.
I like.
you fucking bloody.
I like. Hey,
You
thanks. That's
motherfucker.
that. We're all about full up with the F words. I like the way he talks. I look forward to it.
I enjoy it. I do. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's like Johnny number
Makes
5.
me want chicken tikka masala.
I'm telling you guys, it's like a dream. I really can't believe that here I am on a Discord server talking to people from all over the world,
Yeah.
and all of them are flat earthers. I simply cannot believe this. It's
Yeah.
like
May Shiba
Yeah.
give you a 7-hand smack.
fuck Shiva. Jesus Christ is God.
I told you we're up on the F bombs. We're at our ration limit.
With an
Yeah,
uppercut.
what's going on here,
Sorry.
guys? I came here to learn some science. What's going on?
Mm, I got one for you. Illusory truth effect.
What?
Illusory truth effect.
Nah, too complicated.
That's pretty simple. It's the tendency of an individual that believes something is true or valid if it has been repeated multiple
I'd like to get
times,
back.
or if it is easier to process, regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I'd like to get back to the did he actually say that with the boat, Flat Earther? He actually said that the light was hitting the boat, and then the rays, which don't exist, are coming through the water?
Yep. So I asked him, so brother, when you are at the beach looking out at the horizon, is it that sometimes you just happen to watch a few sharks which are floating below the sea level? So he was like, no. And he also understood that he committed a mistake, but he still just had to go along with it. So finally he said that I just have to improve upon my diagram. And the final question that I asked him, that I don't give a damn about your diagram, but do you have any citations for that? is it something that you came up on your own, or did you read it somewhere? Did you hear it somewhere from someone else? So his answer was no, it was my own idea. So I get it. Okay, it was your own idea. That was a brilliant idea. But he explained it diagrammatically. And according to him, he was just not able to explain it so well. He needs to improve upon his diagram. But logically, what he thought of did make sense in his head.
Wow. That's pretty stupid.
He would be a 20-year-old, I think.
It goes.
All right.
Can I shout out to the chat?
Yes.
We got another one from Godzilla37. He said, send money to QE and make a baller happy.
I don't know how you're going to make them happy. Maybe with a box of crayons.
Well, we got a baller in here. We got Enigma here.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You keep calling them out. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we got some crayons here. You want to munch on them?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which color do you like?
I await the next challenger.
Okay. So what's the most interesting topic for you, Enigma, for the flat Earth? What's the one thing that you sort of are wavering about?
I guess it's the black swan about the horizon. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. So we do see more. We can see farther than we do further than we farther. We can see further than we're supposed to on a ball.
Yeah, but the horizon does appear to be further than, given that you are at a certain elevation and you're looking at a target. Like the oil rigs one, right? That's the black swan, right?
Not looking at the oil rigs. We're looking at the horizon. So the horizon is the point that you brought up. What about the horizon?
Well, the horizon is, I mean, given that you're at a certain elevation, right? What was it, a foot, 3?
1 foot?
1 foot?
Yep.
Right, so if you plug that in, 1 foot elevation, and then you consider the distances between the two oil rigs, and then the horizon is way back, that's an interesting one.
Very interesting, isn't it? I thought so.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so how's that possible? How would you explain that?
The Earth's flat.
Is that the only way?
Yep.
Anyone else?
Well, can you explain it, Roy?
Well, it would put the radius at like 260,000 miles, right?
Yes.
That'd be from here to the moon.
The distance to the alleged distance to the moon. Sorry.
Right.
So what?
Okay, so
yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. No, go ahead. It's yours.
All right. So let's say that someone doesn't take the position that the Earth is a sphere, right? No, absolutely no radius, and this was the first time that you were witnessing something like that, and you see it, right? And you might come up to some sort of conclusion that, right, we can see. I mean, what kind of conclusion would you come up to if there was no sort of position to be held?
With no framework?
That's the shape of the Earth.
With no framework, you wouldn't probably come up with any position because you have to have a standard or benchmark that you're comparing it to.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay, so what about other photos, Quantum, that you see that there's same photo of the oil rigs, but you see that they're obstructed? What would you say is causing that?
Oh, you're talking about that one. Why does everyone keep bringing that? I love it when people bring that photo up. You know, I've had that photo in the initial presentation from the beginning, from the first presentation I did on the Black Swan when I unleashed it. That photo was in the presentation. So I'm not getting it. I went ahead and explained it. In fact, I went ahead and explained it every single time. So there's about 9, 10 black swan presentations, I think, in the playlist. Every single time I go through that photo and explain it. So,
I don't think I've heard that explanation.
are you
Would you
sure?
mind? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, so I don't think I've heard it.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I even, put this out every once in a while. I'll throw this one out. Let's see what we got. 1 second. So I'll put it up on the YouTube stream. Are you watching the stream or no? Do I have to go in the Discord?
Yeah, I can watch the stream. No problem.
So let me know if the B photo is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it has a lag. I can see it now.
Yep. I see it. Yeah.
Funny, I have this all made up. It must have just been a coincidence. I just put this together about 5 seconds ago. All right, you see B photo over here? This was, let me just go through it. These two photos were taken with the same camera and camera height 4 days apart. Not only are A and B both black swans, Baltards, pay close attention. Your physical sphere edge horizon that blocks boats and buildings has moved. Does your spinning ball space monkey religion inflate and deflate? Even with that last point, we don't have to worry about the last point. Let's go up here. This photo right here is a black swan. Why do I say that? Well, the observer, BMLSB 69 Bo, is, again, 1 foot off the deck. And how far is the horizon supposed to be on a sphere? 1.22 miles, right? Now, we can't precisely pinpoint where the horizon is, but we can take a wild guess just by looking at these two photos, right? How far would you say that horizon is, roughly?
Further than 1.22.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the first platform is visible, so I'd say about 6 miles.
But we could say 6 miles. Would that be kosher?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So this is another black swan. So I got all kind of people. You're not the only one. I got all kind of people posting this photo in Discord everywhere. I don't know how many times I had to go over it. That's why I made this up, so I don't have to say anything. I just post this and move on. But this is another black swan. Is that the only question you have with this?
Oh, me? No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's not the only question. So yeah, I mean, given that there's what do you call it? A geometrical sphere, right? Edge at the way that things start to. I mean, given that you make that claim, then you would be right. Present these photos as black swans, both of them. But my question was, what happens if you do not take that position?
What happens if I don't take what position?
If I don't take that position, so let's say me and you are having this discussion, but I'm not claiming that the Earth has any. It's not this. I don't know what it is. I say. Given now we've seen the same images again, what would we come to a conclusion, or what would we draw? What kind of hypotheses, or whatever you want to call it?
Well, if you're not going to take a position, then my position is that the Earth is flat based on the benchmark that we're given. We're not in a vacuum, no pun intended. We're not living in a vacuum. So we all know what the radius value is. So we don't need the hypothetical, we don't know anything, right? Let's deal with the here and now. We know that the radius is 3959. There's no takebacks, right? Once they say it's 3959, right, that's it. They're done. They're up on the stand. I'm the prosecutor, and they have to stick to their story. And all the contingent necessary facts that must comport to their story. That means all the way back, all the facts must add up to their position. If not, if I start tearing apart contingent necessary facts, then their story's bunk. Follow?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's how I go about it, like a prosecutor, right? And go off their claims. Now, if you don't make any claim, then it's kind of hard to have an argument, right?
Right. It's like an atheist. But let me ask you another question. So, what is the best explanation you've gotten from the ball earthers about picture B?
They don't say anything. They just post a photo and say, see? There's no argument. I don't know unless you can scare one up, unless there's somebody out there that has some type of argument with this. You want me to take a guess?
I mean, you can, I think, if you want to. Why not? Let's see what
I
you
don't
come
know.
up with.
They might focus on the second platform and say, why is that blocked? I don't know. My guess would be the tides are different on B day than A day.
Tides. Okay.
I would say that. Now, can I confirm that? No, I really don't care, because all I'm interested in is where the horizon is. Another very important point I'd like to bring up, because I think this is lost on most people, definitely lost on ballers, is the last point. Your physical sphere edge horizon that blocks boats and buildings has moved. You see, you can't have a rubber ruler on this topic. It can't move. Now, it can be closer than 1.22 miles. There's no problem with that. In that sense, it can move. In that sense, because you have maybe atmospheric conditions, whatever it may be. It's possible for it to be closer than 1.22 miles, but under no circumstances can it be further than its geometric constraints allow. It's as simple as that. Once this thing starts moving and you start getting a rubber ruler with your horizon, then your point, any ball-tard point, is non sequitur, because my next question is, does your ball inflate and deflate? You follow that?
Right. Well, physically, yeah, that's an impossibility. So you mentioned atmospheric effects, and you said that it can only make the horizon appear closer, but not further, right?
I would go so far as to put that one away, atmospheric effects. The reason being is that atmosphere is a paradox. It's a contradiction in terms, right? Because what people are going to say, they're going to try to invoke refraction. But when they do that, ball-tards, refraction, right? They don't understand that they're invoking terrestrial refraction. Well, terrestrial refraction has two conditions that must be met before you can even invoke it, right? You have to have curved gases, which is a tear-jerking belly laugher. I can just stop right there. Prosecution rests, right? Then they can't invoke. Then they say, well, you don't believe in refraction. No, that's not what we're talking about. You're equivocating. Because I'm talking about, and you're talking about unwittingly, terrestrial refraction. We're not talking about magnifying glass refraction or prism refraction here. There's different types of refraction, correct?
So you said the gases have to curve?
Yes.
If they want to make a claim?
Yes.
What do you mean curve? Like follow a sphere?
Yeah. Yes. That's part of your religion. Yep. Andrew Thomas Young states it. You want me to go chase that down?
He says that the gas is curved.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, like they always follow a curve. I mean,
hold on.
No,
I'll go track it down. 1 second. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it?
And what causes the gases to curve?
Nothing. Gases don't curve.
No, I mean according to him.
It's the supposed density gradient. You apply it to a ball, and these gases, which can have density gradients, seem to apply the curvature, which is basically an increased R value based on their altitude. But they're curving again. The assumption is that they curve to ensure they're equidistant on the surface of the ball.
Hmm.
I think he states that, I don't have it exactly verbatim, but it'll be close, that he does all these measurements across a flat plane, but then he states that he must add in the curvature. So it's like with surveying, it's mathematically added in at the end. That's basically what happens with.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Well, let me shout out 2 super chats in the meantime.
Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah, I got 2 super chats from Sasha, Unitex Vemu. He says, Alice and Bob asking how we are measuring mountain. That's one of them. And the next one is no refraction between 1941 and 1945.
No refraction from a time. Yeah, too funny. Thanks. Okay, Enigma, are you ready? You seeing it? Are you watching the stream?
Enigma.
I could share screen here. 1 second. Make it easier. How about that?
Oh, we can watch this on Discord, huh? All right.
All right. So, Enigma, that's all right. We'll just move on without you. Specifically, we're talking about looming here, and this definition is incorrect. But like I said, we have to stick with their story. So this is from Andrew Thomas Young. Looming, and if you ask ballers this, they don't know what looming is. They'll never give you the correct definition. I haven't heard it yet. They don't know what it is. So this is what it is. The appearance above the horizon of a distant object that would normally be hidden below it. That's what looming is in their fairy tale. Right? This effect is caused by unusually large terrestrial refraction, like I said, right? Right? So according to Andrew Thomas Young, here he is right here, folks. Listen to this closely. The atmosphere is also curved. Kablooey. It's over right there. I don't even have to go any further. Right? Because gases inherently have no shape. That's it. So for anyone to invoke, that's why they do it when they say, I'm just waiting for refraction. I'm just sitting back here. I don't have to wait long because it's refraction, right? Right? So they don't understand. And I even ask most people, not when we're on live or anything, you know, when we're inside the Hangouts or the VCs, anytime anyone says refraction, I say, what are the 2 contingent necessary facts that must exist for you even to invoke terrestrial refraction? All I get is crickets. You've heard me say this before. I know you have. All I get is crickets because they have no clue. There's no depth. They don't understand the topic. And then their only retort is to say, you must deny refraction. No, crayon muncher. You have no idea what refraction is. And then I just take them to Andrew Thomas Young right here. There we go. You see that phrase right there? Andrew Thomas Young, you're a numpty dipshit. You would fail first grade intro to gas behavior. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. Is that it? Enigma, are you around? Hello?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I took a bio break. Okay, it's interesting. So the calculations assume the radius of the Earth.
That's number 2.
Also curved.
Yeah, that's number 2. So you got a begging the question fallacy right here, wrapped inside a paradox.
God, yeah, it makes logical sense.
Yep. So it's over right there. I could just stop. It just comes tumbling down like a house of cards. Because any claim that you make, if you're going to say refraction, well, that means terrestrial refraction. That means the conditions or the necessary conditions for it to exist must exist. So the atmosphere must be curving. And anyone knows from first grade that gases have no inherent shape. It's over. It's a paradox. Say good night. It's that easy.
Can I ask you a question that's on topic, but kind of out of topic?
Who, me or Enigma?
You. I've asked the Glovers. I don't get much of an answer from them.
Go ahead.
I'm just curious, like if we were to perceive Earth, like if it were hypothetically possible to perceive Earth, you know, from the confines of Earth, like i.e. space, would we expect to see this terrestrial refraction still? And looming and all this bullshit they say we should, all these effects, like would we still be able to perceive that?
No, see, when you say looming, like I said, you're going to have to define it. What's looming?
Well, whatever they say it is. I'm just saying, like, all the compression, all the stuff they say light does from a terrestrial reference frame. I'm just saying, like, if we were to step outside that terrestrial reference frame into space and perceive Earth looking back, could we still expect to see all these phenomena taking place? Because we don't see this on their little CGI cartoons. So that's why I'm asking.
No, like in reality?
Yeah, in reality.
That'd be pure speculation on my part. I don't know the exact question because you're talking about refractive effects, and most of their refractive effects are incorrect.
Well, I'm just saying, when we look at the pictures that they provide of the Earth in its entirety, like from space, like it never shows light acting the way we should expect it to, the way they say it does. Like it's always like this mirage of like CGI. Like we don't see any of these effects. Like in their images.
Yeah, but you're offering... Yeah, I see where you're going with this, but we all know that they're not taking them from a second law of thermodynamics violation, so we're stopped right there. So any question... Radio check. People in chat, are you getting the stream? People in chat, are you getting the stream? Am I up out there? Radio check, 1 2 1 2. Radio check. Is it back, Dank? You got me? All right, cool. Thanks a lot, guys. Yep, sorry the computer went out. Good. Let me get Discord back, and then we'll be up and running again. Discord. Looks like we're back up. Radio check. I ain't got anything from Discord. Let me jump out. Radio check Discord. Nothing from Discord. Wait one, folks. Radio check Discord. Radio check.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yep, I got you now. I got you now. Yep, we're good. Okay. We're back up live.
I could hear both on YouTube as well, John. So it's all good.
Did you confirm?
Is it the same screen?
Hold on. Wait one. Are we going live on YouTube, Adam?
Yeah, you're still live now, and we could hear that first mic check where you couldn't hear us, and then you could still hear us. So yeah,
all right, you guys are good to go. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yep, go ahead. Sorry about that. The computer just shut down. So
yeah, Kiwi's back from the ether.
Don't say that word. It's like a bad charm or something.
Like saying Satan in church, Don.
Exactly.
Technically, we'd all blamed Enigma that he's done something.
Yeah, he's some kind of...
And he was taking the credit of it, to be fair.
He's a warlock.
This will be interesting checking this out. I don't know what happened when the stream went down. People are still, what do they just sit and chat and then it pops back up again? It's the first time it ever happened to me.
Yeah, well, I don't know either. I thought that it would sort of stop, but you never stopped it on YouTube, right? So it will sort of continue, I think.
So it'll stream nothing, just a black screen?
Yeah, suppose so.
It was just spinning. It was just the last picture and it just span.
It would just spin there. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we're good for right now. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Well, can you sort of do the slideshow thing again so that we can see the change in the on the YouTube thing?
Yeah, let me punch up a slideshow.
Yeah, we were just having so much fun with you sort of going on the Black Swan.
Yep. I think I was pretty much ending my point with it. I think hopefully everyone got it.
Yeah, well, the most important thing is, did Enigma get it?
Yeah, I got it. I mean, that's a very valid argument to say that it's about the horizon. And even on the second picture B, which you see that there's some sort of obstruction, the horizon is still further than it should be geometrically. I got it.
Somebody, I think after John went, have a nice summary of that. He underplayed it significantly, I think. It does cause a variance in R, but the ramifications of that variance are laughable, Enigma. So if we look at the Black Swan, and it turns R into distance from here to the supposed moon in the heliocentric system, 250,000 miles. That's the implications of what happens if you do make this assumption, which they've based all their geometry on, that the horizon is its leading edge. It's not insignificant. It's not where it is. Of course, it can be shorter. The second it starts to get bigger, it has enormous implications.
Right, geometrically.
The joke point that the Black Swan means we've got an R value of 250,000 miles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's saying, essentially, it's over because there's nothing the globe earthers can do. Well, it's been over ever since 2015, but once the Black Swan hit, it was just it kills everything. The least of which is their fairy tale ball. It just puts it out of its misery quick. There's no comeback against it. Now they try, and it's pretty funny, but it's been over. These are just death throes of the ball tarts. That's all you're listening to now. Present company excluded. Enigma.
Oh, well, you do me an honor. Thank you.
Yeah, but you're not your typical spinning space monkey.
You're right.
Well, now you got to ask him though. With all this evidence, are you still a Glober?
Well, I would have to think about it. I'm not just going to change my mind on the spot. So one thing that I saw, there's a difference, right, between the two pictures which were shown to me by you before quantum, which is that the what do you call it? The platforms, the oil platforms. You can see that in picture A, there's what do you call it? The cranes or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
They're wavy and shit, but on picture B, they aren't. What does that mean?
Hold up, I'm trying to get the
burners weren't turned on the platforms.
I'm trying to get the picture back up. 1 second.
For me, that's a good example of the effects we can have with refraction and local effects. And as I understand platforms, you have these kind of venting areas. That appears to be what's happening. We've got some kind of localized effect. This only in a small part of the image of that singular thing that it applies to. So I would suggest, whatever the cause, it's a localized effect that's really obvious to me. It's that shimmering effect that you see. Well, it has been demonstrated previously, so I don't. That's the kind of the standard response, as if that then explains and excuses the assumption of 7/6R. Because there's a bit of refraction there, that's bending of light there, then that proves that light bends at 7/6R around a curve so that I can see this thing that would have been hidden otherwise. That.
Well, actually, Adam, if you stop and think about it just for a second, those lines are showing refraction left to right, not up or down. So really, it's not proof of it being loomed up or doing anything to bring it raise or lower. It's only showing it going left to right. That's the only thing that caused the shimmer. I mean, technically, if there's a refraction up and down, then you might see some wavy lines, like things looking weird going up and down, you would think. You understand what I mean?
Can you show the difference between that picture and what you just said? You have a picture that shows as to the different effects of refraction from
Whoa, different effect. What type of refraction are you referring to?
Me or Paul?
No, you. Different refraction effects.
Well, Paul is saying that was Paul's point, not mine.
Well, that was my point, Enigma. To jump from that obvious effect that we can see with regards to the crane arms, nobody could deny that. To jump from that, which is still all a little distorted, but it's all roughly there, isn't it? To jump from that to then pretend that an image can resolve around a curve is the assumption, I think, that when people bring up the crane arms, that they're trying to make that leap. In some way, this kind of distortion of the image, and that's what we're seeing here, isn't it? It's not like the other one where there's an obstruction, but everything's quite clear. Look, the crane arms. What we're seeing here is the same image, but with distorted parts of it. That because that's distorted, that somehow means that you can have 7/R refraction to mean that these images were actually bending around. Is that?
It doesn't mean that. What I want to find out is Paul said something about there's a refraction, left and right. I don't know what he means by that, as opposed to what, up and down?
No, I was asking why you raised it in the first place, the crane arms, not what he said after.
Yeah, the crane arms. Let's just put this bed real quick, and instead of wasting 15 minutes on this, the crane arms aren't the argument. Are you saying let's think about this? So, since the crane arms are distorted, therefore the horizon can be 10 miles further than it should be.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the argument then. You follow?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the argument has to come down to. Not your argument. All I'm saying is if you appeal, because my argument isn't about the cranes at all. So bendy crane refraction, I can care less. Like I always say, these oil platforms, they can be doing cartwheels in place. I could care less. I don't really care. It's not my argument. In fact, anything other than the horizon is a red herring fallacy away from the discussion.
Gotcha. Yeah. I agree with you there.
Yeah. So obviously you got bendy crane whatever's going on. I don't even know what the heck's going on. I could care less. Right?
I wanted to know what is the difference of what Paul said, left and right refraction as opposed to up and down.
I don't. Go ahead, Paul. Try to dig yourself out of that.
Well, the only point I'm making, because if they're going to argue that the horizon or whatever is listed up, that means things are bending up or down or whatever's happening to cause that. Well, you can actually see things bending light left to right everywhere. Like I've seen it on the road. I've seen it even in the bendy cranes. It's going, in a sense, the refraction is moving it left to right, causing it to distort, not up and down. So that's the only point I was making. You'd have to say, you understand?
I understand, but how do you know that?
How do I know what?
How can I verify that claim that you just made?
Which claim?
Refraction as opposed to up and down?
Well, okay, if a crane is normally typically at a pretty straight, maybe angle, but it seems distorted, like one part's kind of going a little bit more to the left or going a little bit more to the right, one part of it is, that means it's being refracted left or right. It's like a pencil in water. It's like a pencil putting pencil in a piece of water where it shows it out of position and where it should be. That's my point.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't know that this was going to be Convert Enigma Show. Did I change the title?
I'm sorry. I'm just asking questions. It's the first time that I really talk about these.
Yeah. No, I'm not dogging you out. I'm just trying to figure out what the title is. How to convert Enigma on the spot, or just downright embarrass them.
Hey, I never got to hear your answer before your computer shut off on the my question, if you had one, Huey.
What question?
I asked you what Earth should look like, and if the CGI representations they show us,
I told you.
show us how light's reacting the way they tell us it is.
I told you what, because you're operating on a fairy tale from the beginning with. I can't say what's going to happen once you invoke the fairy tale.
Go back to the definition of lumen, and of course it wouldn't, because the definition of lumen in their world is nonsensical. Light doesn't behave like that. So I think the point you're making is, if you then extrapolated that out, how the hell would everything look? You're correct. It would be farcical. That's part of John's Mercury's way of describing the nonsense of lumen. It can't be doing that. Otherwise, as you then expand that further, those thoughts further, if light can do that, how the hell would that look from further away? I think it's a fair point.
Well, it's just amazing how a lot of these globers miss that point when they look at these images and they're like, oh, look at Earth, it's so cool. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Nothing is taking place that you say it should, like as if you tell us on the nature of light. There's no compression, there's no looming, there's no diffraction, rarefaction, convergent. I mean, none of this is taking place within these images whatsoever. And they all just want to hand wave it and act like it was never said.
That's called fanatical religious zealotry. You're not going to do anything about that. It's dug in like an Alabama tick. Right? What are you going to do about that? Don't worry about trying to convince them. Right? I always tell people this. You're not trying to convince anyone of anything. The judge and jury are the audience members. Whether you're on YouTube or you're in Discord VC, because you're not going to convince them. Just take them right where they want to go. Right to their fanatical religious zealotry. Everyone sees it. They think they're cloaked, which cracks me up. You're not cloaked, baltards, just to let you know. Your Elmer Fudd sophistry is getting slammed at every turn. Newsflash.
I have another question for you, Quantum. Can you guys hear me?
Another question.
Yeah, I do another question.
Betty's like, yeah. I'll tell you what. Ask the question to Betty.
No. It's your show. Come on, you're the smart ass.
That was a good one. You couldn't come up with anything better than that.
No, I'm not so creative with those words.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead.
I think you should name your show toe tagging Enigma.
No. We won't do that. Like I said, I treat you different. So go ahead. What's your question?
I'm special.
You are.
Okay, I'm looking at the two photos. Is this zooming thing? Are the cameras zooming?
Yeah, I took the photos off, man. I'm not messing. Is the photo zooming?
Yeah, the difference between the first one. You said it was at the same elevation, right?
Yeah, 1 foot.
1 foot. Right. So the platforms on the A picture seem to be wider and, taller in height than the second one, right?
I don't know. Where is it? Let me pull it back up.
Enigma, just think about where this can only lead, as you describe how the same solid objects are in different positions optically in the two pictures. It can't lead anywhere good for a ball that uses optics to define its geometry.
I mean, yeah, I get that point. Optically, speaking, I mean, I don't know if you can conclude that
Enigma.
the Earth is a sphere.
Enigma, I don't know. Let me jump in here. I don't know whether he's got the camera tilted. I don't know those facts on the angle that he's got the camera at. I just don't know. Would have to ask Bo.
I wanted to ask you that, Enigma. What's your explanation outside of a changing sized R value? If you were to just maybe slip into our paradigm, how would you view that? I mean, I've got an explanation, and I think it's fairly plausible. But I just wonder how you would explain that.
I mean, this is why I'm asking questions. I cannot explain it if I don't have much information about it.
Think about tipping the camera a slight bit more, but I'd also think about some of the effects that waves can have and how a 1 foot object at 1 mile will obscure things on a flat plane much bigger than that are further in the distance. Look at the resolution of the waves. Look at the resolution of the waves in the first picture. That I would say would be my conclusion. I don't think there's much more to it than that. I think it's a local obstruction effect.
To be fair to Enigma, I did with the original Black Swan photo, I clipped that from the video. So my clipping might be causing some problems here too. You follow with the oil rigs?
Yeah, gotcha.
I just thought of that. That could be a player here.
But it doesn't weaken our position. It still destroys the ball. We don't need to be accurate on that.
Right.
We don't have to align it to an R.
Right. I know it doesn't weaken your position. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any way possible that I can explain this, given that if I were to accept that the Earth has a certain set radius, geometrically speaking. That's all I'm looking for.
Say that again.
I said, I know it doesn't weaken your position. I'm just trying to look at it from, a different perspective, given that if I were to accept that, there's a certain radius, right, of the Earth, geometrically speaking, I'm just trying to see if I can come up with an argument or maybe a position that I can make sense of it on a ball.
Well, yeah, the way you could do this, I suppose, from a geometry point of view, would be the only way you could say is that the camera is actually lower than 1 foot now, with regards to your ball. So if you took it lower, then that would technically obscure the platform in the background on a ball more, wouldn't it? It would have to be lower than 1 foot for the height of the observer to elicit that effect. You would also tilting backwards wouldn't help you so much. But I think lowering the height would be the standard thing, because follow the equation, you'll see that it brings it shorter. But again, it destroys you, because look, you see the bottom of the second platform, which is 6.2. I've already said we should be obscured from 1.2, and so to go lower reduces that 1.2 even more, which makes the first platform's visibility even more impossible. So it's your court all ends up, really, dude.
I don't need that, and neither do you, because if we're all accepting it, if both me and you are accepting it, meanwhile we know that we have different positions. If you're accepting that the camera is at 1 foot elevation on a flat Earth and 1 foot elevation at the globe Earth, I do not need to know exactly what the camera is, given that we're both accepting that they're both at 1 foot elevation, whether on a sphere, on a flat Earth. That's not what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm saying if I can come up with a way of explaining it.
Where's the horizon pictured in the second picture? Is it in the center, like it appears in the first picture, which is where horizon should appear? Do you think that's a visual horizon you're seeing, or an obstructive? In the second
visual, yeah, it's visually right. It's changing.
Okay. Do you think it's a dissolution point optically, or do you think it's actually something physical in B? In C and A, it's a point where we can no longer resolve anything. Yeah,
it's not physical.
In C and D, we can resolve things past that point, can't we? Right. Clearly.
What I'd say about it is, I think a lot of the opposition side on the Paul side, like Enigma's on, are focusing on the black swan photo that is always presented. But that's just a photo that is a representation of an apparent horizon. How the horizon is an optical thing, how it changes with weather and elevation. And it's not just one photo. There's many photos taken all the time. People don't even realize they're taking them, where the horizon is further than it would be geometrically, in accordance with globe geometry. So focusing on just on this photograph, and even trying to, like some of the ball community is saying, or most of them saying, it's refraction. What about you know what I mean? It's like it's like you're trying to debunk a photograph, but that doesn't change the phenomenon, because there's loads of photographs constantly every day taken of the same thing, but people don't even realize they're taking them. You know, so focusing on that one photograph means you're trying to debunk a photograph, but it won't make the phenomenon change.
No, right. I understand you guys' point. You're right. Logically speaking, that both the photos are black swans, because the horizon appears to be much further than you should expect it, given that the Earth is curvy. Right? I have no issue with that. Right? It's not about, I know, I get it. It's not about the bendy cranes. It's not about the oil platforms. They're just meant to be, I mean, they have a certain distance, right? And the horizon is appearing behind them. On one of them, it's appearing in front, but still further away than you should expect it on a geometrical sphere Earth. I get that. No problem.
Yeah, but my point was that so many people focus on that photograph. But let's just say we take Dr. Dundee's observation, where he has and even like a much more clear day, everything looks much more clear. And his black swan photograph is a fantastic black swan photograph. So the point I'm making is there's only two photographs of many. I have them myself, I took them myself, where the horizon is way beyond what it would be geometrically for a globe Earth. It's just like they're a constant. So the phenomena is a constant. So I think, and I understand you're not doing it, but on your side, it seems to be that everyone's focusing on that one photograph because that's the one that's shown the most. That's the figurehead for our argument or whatever. But these photographs are constantly being taken. So it's the phenomena you have to deal with, as opposed to trying to explain away a photograph. Maybe not you, but people. Yeah.
I'm trying to visualize where the horizon would appear on a geometrical, given that we know the radius of the Earth, on the photo B, for example. And it's hard to do so with just, trying to visualize it in your head as to where that be. Because if it's 1 foot elevation, that's 1.225 miles, right? So I'm looking at the photo and trying to visualize it as to where it would actually appear to. And it's hard to do that, right? What does that? So that means the platform on the right should be lower.
Well,
because you can see almost the entirety of it. Like, I don't know how much obstruction there is at the bottom of it, but I think there is maybe 10 feet, 20. I don't know. Just looking at it, maybe less. Kind of hard to do so without the figures, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, see, I think the thing about it is that what your starting premise is that there is a radius value. And you're starting with that radius value, but the supposed measurement of that radius value started with a supposed measurement of the geometric horizon, or the sun rays are parallel. Now, we don't see parallel sun rays, we see divergent sun rays, and we see apparent horizons, as in optically apparent. We don't, okay,
hey Brian,
all horizons are apparent.
Brian, you're going to have to drop out and come back in again, man. You're chopping up.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so concerned about the oil platforms because that's what this conversation seems to be about. That's a red herring fallacy to my argument.
No, I'm saying the platform, the one to the right, should be lower from a 1 foot elevation, right? It should be lower.
What do you mean should be? So we're on the platforms again. I could care less about the platform.
No, I'm saying it. How to explain it to you? Because that's a black swan, right?
Yeah.
Photo.
Clearly.
Right. So I'm wondering as to why the platform is so lifted up, given that it's 6 miles away from 1 foot elevation. It should be hidden. If the Earth is truly sphere, it should be lower down. It should be hidden more than it is. Like, I don't think that's hidden at all. I mean, maybe there's like 5 or 10 feet missing. But
I don't think there's anything missing.
What's that?
I don't think there's anything missing.
Oh, okay.
No, you're talking about and I'm on the platforms again. I can't believe I'm on the platforms. I don't think, now, can I prove there's not anything missing? No. But we could see the horizon. The horizon, that's why I always focus on the horizon with these photos. Because the oil platforms, you could talk about the oil platforms all day long. Doesn't matter. Where's the horizon at? That's the game. That's the point.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just trying to see if I can give a good argument for it.
Can we just call it the chameleon instead of the horizon?
Chameleon? Yeah.
Yeah, where's the chameleon?
Go on. So, mate, there's the... I think you mentioned the platforms and the points. 6 miles, it should be something like 24 foot of...
Adam,
like that.
Adam,
yeah.
You're chopping. Drop out, come back in, sir.
No worries.
Radio check for Adam. Lost 1, this is lost 3. Are you lost 2 over?
I think he's lost. Lost at sea. At the horizon side.
Radio check, Adam. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Go.
Yeah. Just to annoy you and mention the platforms. It was kind of alluded to there, I think, with Enigma. If we are on a ball, then from an observer, these different platforms have the relative curvature that's applied, even though there's only 3 miles. Yeah, I think I said 24 foot. The first one should be at, but the next platform should be 58 foot difference, just over those 3 miles difference. Second platform should be twice as low relative to the first platform. Do you understand? Because of the applied ball geometry. None of that is there. Look, if you look at it, look. It's higher in perspective point. It can't be. Yeah, on a ball. It's an impossibility. And relative drop from one object to the other as they get further in the distance is always worth considering, because that ball really at distance really starts to play out. It's not just 8 inches per mile. It's not just the distance difference between 6 and 9 miles. Yeah, it's 6 times 6 times 8, and then 9 times 9. But the differential in the drop, it's not just a 3 mile difference. It plays much more significantly, and over great distances, even more profound.
Is that Adam? Is he chopping again, or is that just me?
That's him.
Nah, he's messed up.
Shopping.
Did he drop out? Yeah, he dropped out and came back in again. What's up, Adam? What's going on with your ISP over there, man? I think we may be having some problems with Discord also. I don't think it's just Adam. I'm seeing some problems with it. Radio check to Betty.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah. I changed the region to central, so hopefully it will do good in the end.
Okay. All right, Adam, radio check again, sir.
Might check that 1, 2, 3.
Your mic is an absolute disaster.
Yeah, what's happening?
It's the storm heading his way from
I
here.
think it's an Enigma again. It's a warlock.
You think Enigma's a warlock?
Yeah.
Well, that came out of the blue. Adam, go ahead. Give me another radio check, sir.
Is that any better now?
You're going to have to give me a little bit more than that.
No.
Radio check. Lost 1. This is lost 3.
Is that any
lost
better
2
now?
over. Look, he's rumpusing me now.
Abandon me. I'll check ports and come back.
Sing me a dirge.
I think this was better. I think I could hear him now.
Can you hear me, Betty?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll do.
Get closer to your mic, Adam.
I'm going to get very close.
Oh, yeah, that's the way we like it.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I know you're going to dig this.
Jeez.
Hopefully I made the point. It was just about, again, if you are on a ball, relative distance from the observer, the geometry plays out further. It's not just a simple distance of 3 miles. And looking at that picture, look how it fits perfectly perspective on a flat plane. It does not comport in any way to ball geometry. Even if you're given 7/6R, it still doesn't comport.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we did, Enigma. Thanks a lot.
I thought it was a round of applause at the end for me finally getting to the end of that long ramble.
That was an applause from God. Oh, there you go.
They ain't for now. Mate.
Okay, so I think I understand this argument very well. What about other arguments from the flat Earth about the antecedent, the container? Can someone explain that to me a bit?
I'm
if you guys want to, right?
I'm eating a banana right now.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You guys had to stop right there. I figured I was safe, right? You guys were going to continue to drone on about the friggin' oil platforms. I said, oh, it's a good time to get a little snack. Now you want me to explain the container?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck is that banana?
All right, wait a second, man. Give me a minute. I think I can do that. Oh, we got another photo up, another black swan. It says, bye-bye, ball. Did you see that one? Enigma.
On YouTube?
Yeah, go ahead and check the stream. I'm not going to share screen because last time I did, the computer crashed.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, the folks are out there. So that's a little different viewpoint. It's from 8-foot elevation on this one, and you could do the calculations, right? The max distance to the geometric horizon is 3.48 miles. I think this is at dawn or close to dawn. You could see that horizon is way back there, man.
Yeah, I like this one.
I mean, that's preposterous, man.
This is a very interesting one. Wow.
I don't think that's any further. I think all you've done by going up in height is open up that angle, which was so much more limited past the second platform to the horizon. I mean, up in height, you've just opened up the angle so you can see how much further you could see in the other one. But because you were so low down, everything becomes compressed into one. You can still see it's past the second platform, but this one demonstrates how much flatness there is continuing past the second platform to the horizon by just rising. Well,
Hey, take the con, Betty, for a second. I'll be right back.
Take the con.
That's right. You are in charge for the next 2 minutes.
Oh, yay. 2 minutes for my speech. So what's your problem with the container thing then, Enigma? I mean, what do you don't understand about that?
Why is there a need for a container?
Well, how can you have gas pressure without a container?
Where? On Earth?
Yeah. Well, what is the atmosphere made of, right?
Excuse me, Atmos plane.
Yeah. Again, yeah. That's the atmosphere plane contains all. But what does it contain of? Huh?
Well, when you say, let me take this logically. So when you say that,
Yeah. Okay, but then you didn't answer, right? So what is it made of? What is air made of?
what is air made of? What?
Yeah. Is it a gas? Is
Yeah,
it a
it's
liquid?
gas. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So what do gases do?
Move.
How can you have a gas pressure next to a vacuum? A supposed vacuum.
Well, 1 second, because I've not made that claim yet. I'm not making a claim. I've not said the word vacuum. You said that.
Yeah, but that's the
gas
narrative.
pressure
That's the
requires.
mainstream narrative, right? Of that,
I know,
that
but
it is a supposed vacuum.
Sure, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to make that claim. But I'm saying you said your claim was that gas pressure requires a container.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you show me that?
Yeah. Can you have your tires on your car without a tire? I mean, can you have the air in your tires like without the container of the tire?
We can't.
Who can?
We, us, people.
Yeah.
Who
We
can?
need some sort of
Toucan.
container.
Who can? Toucan. I'm back. What are we talking about now? At least the computer was still running.
Oh, we're talking about gas, the natural antecedent.
The natural antecedent, the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is the container. Yes.
Right. Then
John, but that is without the claim that the ball Earth, which we've worried about already, is not next to the vacuum of space. I'm not sure where it's going or why any border would want to ignore that fundamental part of their model, but that seems to be where we're at. We're discussing it without that prerequisite of it being next to a vacuum at the moment. Is that correct, Enigma?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the question, please?
Oh, how can there be a necessary antecedent to a gas pressure? He thinks that there is no vacuum. He doesn't invoke vacuum, right? And I said, well, that's the mainstream narrative. That there's a supposed vacuum out there.
Yes, you have to stick with their story. Yeah, they can't change the story midstream. Now, if you got another story it's outside the remit of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys got to make
the question to Betty was from Enigma was, can you demonstrate gas pressure containment? And she mentioned tires on a car, which seems to address the question amicably. I think that's where we got to. A request the flat earther of that, and a demonstration was given. I said with the prerequisites that there's no claim of vacuum next to atmosphere stroke air, whichever side you're on.
You're saying I butted in on Betty. Betty, you want to take that up? You want to finish that up?
No, you take over. That's okay. Not really into the debate. I get sort of frustrated. So
you get frustrated. Oh, poor baby.
You want to take this outside, Betty?
Not with a warlock.
I'd have to say that she might take you, Enigma.
Let's go.
They're big, these Dutch girls.
Oh, God. That's the people.
I'm gonna get in trouble now.
They'll slap you. They'll slap you with one of those live herrings.
I'm only joking, John. I got attacked today, John. I
seen that picture. What happened? It looked like a grizzly bear got you.
It's called a smackhead. Yeah, funny.
All right.
I still won't take that in.
All right. Well, we'll go back to the question. I'm still having trouble figuring out any question with gas pressure. I'm having a hard one with that, or a hard time with hard time with that.
We were being led by Enigma, like I said, to that point where we weren't going to go there with regards to the ball Earth model, but we were being asked as flat earthers, could we demonstrate gas pressure, why it requires containment?
I mean, I can go with the ball Earth conception, but then I'm going to have to say gas go down, go boom boom.
Go splash splash. That's right.
The prevalent thing going on now out there is what I'm hearing, and it's so I don't know who started this. That gas molecules lose kinetic energy as they're rising in elevation, and all of a sudden, for some reason, turn around, go boom boom, go splash splash. Where did that come from?
Dude, did I hear Bob Canodal say that?
I don't know.
Bob
Swear it's Bob.
No,
Yeah.
No, it's the ballers. It's been going on for some time now. Whether it was, I don't know. Rumpus, these people just make stuff up. See, they're little informal leaders, just make shit up, right? For responses. And all the rest of them, like little morons, they all parrot the same thing. I don't want it to change. I'm just trying to figure out who started this nonsense. But I'm getting actual physicists saying it now.
I think it was Riley, because I remember him asking me to do the maths on this. So how do I word it in baller speak? Applying a negative acceleration to the particles as they were heading away from the Earth, and to say apply that supposed G effect to their kinetic energy and somehow magically subtract it from their kinetic energy.
Oh my God.
To recalculate the speed and the distance at which they run out of kinetic energy to create this boundary layer.
What a train wreck of utter stupidity. Of course they forget.
It was Riley's fault.
Hold on. Of course they forget. As you're rising, right, you get to a point that you keep on rising because gas molecules aren't turning around, right? If they got that angle that they're going up and they're not hitting it into anything, eventually they're going up and up and up and up and up, right? See, at 60 miles to 600 miles, they have this little thing called the thermosphere. It seems that they kind of forget about this. And since the kinetic energy of gas is directly proportional to the temperature, we're in third grade gas behavior now. You see, they gain more energy. So I don't know. Did they forget about that part of the story?
Are they turning back because it's too hot?
Yeah, it's too hot. That's what it is. It must be that. It's really stupid.
They've got the sun lotion. You need to go back.
They're brave little suckers. They're not scared about it. It's only if they run out of energy they stop. They don't. It speeds them up. The hotter they are, the faster they go. Yeah. That was the bit that we couldn't quantify in the maths, is to put the rest of their model in, because it ruined it. If you put like with all maths, you know, it's model building. But if you put the bit in where there's this thing called the sun, it ruins what the gas models do, based on the presupposition that gravity can somehow negate and subtract kinetic energy of a gas molecule.
Even if it existed, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's presupposition. Yeah, but yeah, it's just ignorant of that
I think
Or
Enigma
no
wanted
matter
to comment on that.
I just want to. I'm looking to get toe tagged. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, well, that can be done.
I'm kidding. So, okay, so you said Quantum mentioned the thermosphere. Right,
Yes.
so let's say that you have this one. I'm just going to take one gas particle as it's shooting up from the Earth, and it reaches the thermosphere. And when it reaches the thermosphere, let's say that there's other gas particles which are charged by some, I don't know, they're heated up. They have some charge, and it hits one of them. What do you think is going to happen? So now, when this one hits the other one, which is like, let's say, hotter, does it change its direction? Like, is it gonna go down, sideways? Is it gonna go up and have some sort of a reaction where it hits one and then the other one hits the other one? I mean, this is really hard to conceptualize.
Can I have this, John?
Yeah, go ahead, handle it, Adam.
So we're going to be the little gas particle that could, yeah. So yeah, okay. Are we assuming I've just made it to the thermosphere, or are we assuming that I'm not being depleted by G?
You're not what? Depleted by G? By the gravitational force?
Yeah. He's not drawing my batteries, that magic G.
Any say it any way that you want. Whether you want
I'm asking you. This is your paradigm for you to imagine. So I'm happy to deal with it either way.
How about this? Let's make it even more fun. Let's not account for G whatsoever.
Okay. So up it goes. It goes into the thermosphere, and it's at this point it was going whatever point, and then it's energized by sunlight. Yeah, its temperature increases. It starts to go a bit faster. Then it hits another molecule. Well, then that depends on the collision angle as to what happens next.
1 second, it's going faster at what direction? Because it can go faster sideways or even downwards when it interacts with another particle or molecule.
All like in 8-ball pool, all of those things.
Remember, we're not using G.
No, we're not using G. We're just having these straight things following gas behavior. Yeah. I assume these collisions are rare up there because it's not like standard, much rarer collisions. So we have the collision within that pool ball analogy. So depending on the the different speeds of the different balls, the relative positions, that's going to determine the rebound angle, isn't it? And that will depend where they then go. The reality is there's not much up there. They might just keep on trucking.
Okay. I don't think I agree with your explanation. The reason why I don't is if you give me a specific particle, specific gas that is going up, right, from the Earth. Now, you believe in, what is it that you guys call it? Relative, density?
What does relative density have to do with your argument?
I'm not sure what this has to do. Let's stick with the analogy we were on, which is the little gas. We're only following the path of one gas particle, yeah, and its behavior. Now, the density it's in isn't going to affect, the temperature it's in might affect its behavior, but realistically, we're just following that gas particle's path from its last collision, and it's on that path. So, do you want to interrupt its last collision on its way away from the Earth, or do you not want to?
I don't know if I can visualize that. I'm trying to.
It's heading away from the surface. Yeah. Now, one or two things is going to happen. So, you're going to either come into contact with another gas molecule, which will affect its trajectory, or it's going to keep on that same trajectory until it does encounter something. What would you like it to do?
What would I like it to do? I mean, I don't know.
Well, for the next bit of your understanding, which is the point of this humorment, what with regards to your reasoning is the next object? Assuming it goes straight out, you're happy with that? It carries on, goes past Mars, waves at Mars, yeah, heading out, looking at the rings of Saturn, enjoying its life, doesn't it? Oh, has that beautiful view. That would be the heliocentric viewpoint.
Right?
I don't. All right, hold on, Enigma. I don't know how this is so complicated. So you're saying the gas molecules are in the thermosphere, they're banging off each other. Of course, there's not many up there, right? According to the fairy tale, they're continuing to hit each other, bounce off each other, right? They're attempting to increase their entropy because the volume that they're expanding into is getting much bigger, right? So you're going to have elastic collisions between the molecules. There's no net loss of energy, right? So they're going to be bouncing off each other and still attempting to get the heck out of Dodge. What's so hard to understand about this?
No, I was trying to visualize it with a container at the top, so they're not going past Earth.
So now there is a container.
Well, I'm saying with the container in place, right?
Yeah.
Does it operate the same way?
Does what operate the same way?
Well, these gas molecules are going up, so they're hitting other ones, they're charging them up, and then the other ones are going up.
They're not charging them up. No.
Then what are they doing?
No, there's no net loss. There's no gain. They're not gaining energy from the collisions. It's elastic collisions with themselves. So go ahead.
So they're not gaining. Okay. So what are they doing then? Are they being stopped or something?
What are they doing? I just told you. So see, we got to get down to an actual question.
I think what he means to say is that if they reach the top, do they come down, or what do they stay there? Or
well, yeah, if we have a container now, thanks. You just proved our argument. Appreciate that. I guess we can just, pack up shop and leave. Yeah, they're going to bounce off the container walls, right? And then head in what direction are they going to go? It depends on the angle that they're hitting and what the shape of the container is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget, you're also missing the fact that this isn't a static closed system. We're in a dynamic closed system. That is, cycles are happening along with this, right?
Right, yeah, there's changes, right?
I think, Enigma, I know you're trying to lead us to make a claim. We can't, because we can honestly say we don't know. Yeah. What we do know is it doesn't violate everything that we do know. Yeah. Which is unfortunately the fundamentals of the ball Earth claim. That's really the only learning you need from this. So for us to give you another paradigm to explain why these concepts of, thanks Unitox Femo, thermosphere, things that have been quantified for the ball model as if they're real for us to experience, yeah, how they would fit into a realization that the Earth isn't a ball I know we seek answers, but it's not there. Not there, and it's not necessary to disprove the obvious and the known, particularly with regards to how you started this, how you can have gas pressure without containment.
Mm-hmm. Well, do these gases have a certain weight about them? Weight? Are they
What
different?
do you think? Come on.
I'm asking you. I mean, yes, they do.
Weigh me a gas.
Well, here's the thing, man. When you pass gas, do you smell it? Because if they had weight, would you be able to smell it?
When I pass gas, you can smell it.
Oh,
just
brother,
saying, man,
stop. Stop.
I didn't. Oh, come on. You can't be led like that and not.
I
John.
wonder where that goes to. Does that go to the top of the dome or what?
Maybe.
Why don't you tag it and watch it? Hold on. He said something. He said, does gases have weight? Can you define weight?
Oh, God. Oh, man. It goes down, it goes boom, boom.
I want to
splash.
know the 7 variables that are represented or identified with weight, Enigma. Right now, go.
Nah, don't put them up against the wall. It's just a point that I don't know. They think because gases have this thing called weight that the weight pulls them down, or this is another one, that they think that gases are like laying on top of each other like static blankets. That doesn't happen. Whoever Jedi mind tricked these people into thinking that there's actual layers and they're on top of each other laying on the blankets is moronic. They'd fail first grade intro to gas behavior.
So about those blankets, we should be able to see, like if we were to take a measurement, let's just say that first layer of blanket was a mile above, right? We took a measurement of the composition of that, and then a foot below her, and we saw that there was a definitive layer, right? And then we went a few miles away, right? And we went up a mile. There should be a curve even to those layers, right? Like trying to think of how to represent this. Basically, we should see a gradient there, and we don't see it.
I mean, this is the funny thing about this, because if I don't want to play cheap tricks on you guys, but I'm going to do just one, but forgive me for it. Now, if things don't go down, go boom, boom, splash, splash, you have this thing called the moon, which should go down, boom, boom, splash, splash. And think about that for a second before you answer.
You said what? Did you say the moon?
Yeah, the moon.
So you're saying the moon should come down, go boom, boom, go splash, splash?
It's because it's heavier.
How do you know that?
I mean, from observation alone. From my own.
So it's heavier just by observation? Really? What kind of observation is that? Heavier? What do you mean by heavier?
Well, that it's denser than the medium that it's.
How do you know that?
On.
That what medium is it in?
Well, because my claim is that the moon is a solid thing. That's why.
Your claim is what? Hold on a second, guys. Your claim is what?
That the moon is a solid object.
So your moon's a solid object in what? What medium's it in?
In whatever medium, whether it's within the dome, outside of it,
the medium,
or within it.
The dome's not a medium. What medium is the moon in?
The moon, I think, I mean, from what I've heard from the flat Earth side, is within the dome.
I understand that, but okay, the dome is not a medium unless you're talking about the medium of the dome. The dome would be over top of everything. I'm asking you, you went on, you said the moon is solid. I gave you that. And then you said the moon is in a medium. So
right.
What is that medium that the moon is in?
Well, the same medium, which is, how to say it to you. So this is my what do you call it? Perspective. So there's a dome, right? And then the moon and the sun are within. So within the same medium as all of us are.
Okay, you're missing it again. The medium is not the dome. The medium is separate from the dome. What medium is the moon in?
I don't know how to answer that then.
Yeah.
Ether.
Oh, the ether, Jesus.
Ether.
What's that? Somebody say something?
No, we didn't. Nope. Go back to sleep. Okay. All right, so you're tracking with me, Enigma. There's no trixies here. Listen, you're just getting confused between the medium that something is inside the container from the medium of the container itself. Follow?
To quote Alwyn, there's a physicality assumption bias there as well. You know, you've started with to move forward with the statement that you know it's solid. I think even in heliocentric paradigm, it's described as hollow. It's unusual because otherwise something that size would have much greater effects. It has to have issues, even in their paradigm. Tentacle, but so you seem to be starting your analysis with constant assumptions that send you down a blind path instead of starting with a clean slate.
That's
you seem
correct.
to be starting with problems.
That's the problem, Enigma.
I think that's the problem with many of these things.
Yes.
It's the same when they ask about seasons and they don't get it that it works on a flat Earth as well.
What if the dome has an inside and it is a medium?
Yeah, that's not the question though. Yeah. What if we can what if till the cows come home? But that I was trying to get to where he was headed with this. We got to wait, and he didn't want to go there because he knows that there's a nail spike 44-inch Louisville Slugger waiting. Then we got the heavier, right, with the moon. So you have to pick the medium. It's just one big, not one big. It's like 3 or 4 begging the question fallacy conjectures that it's hard to go ahead and answer those. Right? It's very difficult because you're assuming so many things and it's all going to come out non sequitur and pointless.
It's not pointless because the things you should work through, because when you do work on that one thing and follow it through logically like that, it enables you to rule it out because of things that it contradicts other things. Yeah. Doesn't mean you're able to paint a paradigm of reality, but it does mean you're able to not be mugged off.
But collectively, it's nonsensical. I mean, you can go through each scenario by itself, and I agree with you that you can roll things out based on conjectures, which is, to me, it's the acme of foolishness. But if you guys want to try it, then who am I to stop you?
Well, what I'm trying to get to is that there's certain things that, for example, if you say that you do not know what the moon is made of, right? You appeal to not knowing what it is. Someone else is going to come along and be like, well, actually, it's this, this, and that, based on observation, based on what we have seen. Now, if you have two...
Hold on. Oh, stop. We know what it is based on observation. That's non sequitur.
No. One second.
They've been on the moon, right?
Not fully, not quantum. I'm not saying fully. It's just like when they appeal to something which is like a star, which is light years away, how can you really know what it is?
Light years, see, you're going to get into trouble again. Light years, the speed of light or light years is not a measure of time nor distance.
It's not.
Nope.
Right. It's not.
We kind of covered this, Enigma, on Flat Earth Debates this afternoon. Nathan was asking us all, do you think we'll ever get the sun to confirm it physically? And that's probably more the question. And as I said, I don't want to be disparaging of humanity because we have many qualities. But if you accept we are within creation, then maybe some things aren't designed for us to ever be able to reach. However ingenious we might think we are, and we can imagine a future where we could get there. Maybe some things aren't if you accept that this realm we're in is created for us. If you want to stick it in space paradigm, of course there's a chance man could overcome that. Yeah. And that's, I think, part of...
But you have to give the devil its due. Adam, you have to give the devil its due. There are many things that we have overcome. I mean, I know, to be honest with you, the way that I see the debate between flat Earth and globe, to me, is much more philosophical in nature. And I know Quantum is not going to agree with this because I know what he's about, but that's how I see it.
Well, wait a second right there. You know what I'm about?
Well, do you agree with that? Do you agree that, because that's the way I see it, at least.
Hold on a second. Hey, shout out to Witsit, man. What's going on, dude? Check your Skype, and you don't have to give me super chats. I know, crushing it. Yeah. Make sure you check out Sci-Fi Scams Numpty clips, man. Go ahead, Enigma.
Wait a minute. Let me shout out another one from Unitex Vemur as well. He says, can you ask him what the thermosphere is?
What's the thermosphere?
Yeah, and I think it passed because we already went there, right? But he made a super chat.
I did try to reference it in one of the rebuttals, but with regards to it, because in what we were saying. That they're part of the paradigm that is the Bohr model. That's not there for us all to experience, confirm. It's a supposition, which again fundamentally contradicts one of their things, where because they go and stick their ISS up there, don't they? Subject to all these extremes. So, yeah, it is a good shout out because, but again, it's the thermosphere is their claim fundamentally.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
But
listen,
then again, let's go back to what quantum racing was accused of. It's not sort of like spiritual. I like that stuff.
oh, so what I'm about? Yeah, what am I about? Very quickly, be concise. What am I all about?
I said I don't think you would agree with me that the flat Earth conception is only based on, philosophy.
No, it's not. It's not only based on philosophy. No,
Right. That's what I said.
that's what I'm all about, though.
No, I said that I said that I know you would not agree with me. That's the way that I see the globe versus the flat Earth. That's my way of interpreting it.
Oh, you're saying that this is a philosophical battle. In a sense, a small part of it is, but we're talking about the nature of our reality. There's no philosophy about that. It either is or is not what it is, right?
Well, it seems that there is, because you presented photos from those platforms that both of them are black swan, even though the bald earther side say that actually no, you can explain that on a globe Earth. Meanwhile, the argument is very logical.
You can't. No, you can't. You can't explain that. You can.
Right.
Well,
Right.
define explanation.
I'm saying that they cannot explain it because your argument follows logic. That even picture B, right, is a black swan in itself.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. So, did we solve all the problems of the world for now? Because guess what we're going to run to close up shop for tonight.
Time and
Are you still a Glober now, Enigma?
Oh, don't get in on this with him. I told you, don't attack him.
No, and I want to keep a globe Earth moderator, so let's keep him that way.
Yeah.
I just want to say that was a really nice, cordial chat, Enigma, and I've enjoyed it. It's a pleasure to actually discuss things and not be shouted and almost stay on track and almost recognise point. But yeah, I enjoyed it, mate, and I think
same here.
Feelings versus facts and beliefs versus logic is where we.
Yeah, we're going to stop right there. Betty, any business before we get to Simon, Dan? I'm not going to share this on Discord. You know why? Because the last time what happened. So.
It might be a glitch. Might not every time be the same way.
Yeah, a little bit of a glitch. So, any admin, any final thoughts? We're probably not going to get to everyone's final thoughts here, because I'm going to run the sci-fi scam numpty clip for everyone. How about that?
All right, like a treat.
It depends on.
Or it's just sort of the cherry that you picked to put on top.
Yeah, like I said before, it's a little bit of, how would we want to say, low-hanging fruit. But I just had to do it. But we're going to run it again.
Oh,
go ahead, Adam.
I've got one request, because from the start, because I was cracking up when Arthur was on. And respect for his English. It's a shitload better than my Hindi. But with that in
say
mind,
that again.
What I want to know is, what is double speaking numpty dipshit in Hindi, please, Arthur? I think we should all at least be able to repeat that quickly if we're ever going to criticize your English. I know he's probably not there.
He's probably sleeping by now. It's pretty late over there, ain't it?
Maybe he's on mute. No, he's not on mute.
Hopefully he'll hear it and come back to us on it next time.
Yeah, next time we ask him again. That's great.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play it, and we'll just end with it. Go ahead.
Hey, where's my thoughts that I could sort of express?
Go ahead.
Jeez. I like this conversation very much. And I hope that Enigma will come in and be that Johnny Globehead for us. And we can sort of have him as a sort of some punching bag.
Like, I was just thinking a punching bag. Jeez, oh man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I think that Enigma knows what I mean. That we can sort of shoot things off you and see how the responses are, right? Like, yeah, I like that.
All right, last feelings. Hurry up, go.
Yeah, Enigma's got a very unique viewpoint, and he's always cordial, and we've always got along. So I think the discussion today was really good too. Yep. All right, is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No admin yet, so you can go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and run the Sci-Fi Scam Numpty clip because it's really good. Shout out to Sci-Fi Scam out there. Hey, brother, you will never, ever recover from this. I don't care what you do. And guys, please send this to his target audience, you know, like the 10 to 14-year-olds. Any Sci-Fi Scam guy you out there, go ahead and send them this as a Christmas present. Here we go. Introducing Sci-Man Dan, who was actually Sci-Fi Scam, the half-a-sissy wiki discovery headline parroting sewer rat. Every single bumbling ball-tart assessment or evaluation he proffers is literally no better than what a clumsy child could offer. It's embarrassingly pathetic. He is the quintessential Dunning-Kruger pretender clown Elmer Fudd surface sophist. I'm going to demonstrate that in spades over the next few minutes. His basic reasoning skills, as you'll see, are equal to your common butternut squash, and sports a natural science acumen that'd make Mr. Magoo blush. Without further ado, Mr. Magoo stick.
So Eric has released a 1 hour long documentary on Flat Earth, which means it's now my job to debunk every single last little piece of it.
And the heat wave continues.
Grrr. Who put ads in this? This numpty dipshit couldn't debunk a soup sandwich from Narnia. Here we go.
The point is, this rotational speed is very slow, twice as slow as the hour hand on a clock. You can see it spinning, just not very quickly.
According to NASA, the speed of rotation at the equator is 1,037 miles per hour. From NASA.gov, what is the speed of the Earth's rotation? At the equator, the circumference of the Earth is 40,070 kilometers, and the day is 24 hours long. So the speed is 1,670 kilometers per hour, or 1,037 miles per hour. So for the Earth to be moving twice as slow as the hour hand on a clock, that means the hour hand in your Mickey Mouse clock would be moving at 2,074 miles an hour. Mickey's going to need rotator cuff surgery every 15 seconds, and Doc Brown's going to need a shit ton more than
21 gigawatts!
for his flux capacitor. Does something seem wildly amiss here, Clown Show? I know what it is. You've been swapping spit in the shower with your ball-tard boyfriend, Fat to Fat Girth, and mindlessly parroting his train wreck of a dumpster fire I filleted then fricasseed last week. Sewer rat, you're clumsily confusing angular velocity and tangential speed. The latter speaks to rate or speed, i.e. slow or fast. Not the former. You'd fail junior high intro to physics. I bet Eric's quivering uncontrollably in his open-toed sandals right about now.
So we've got ODD TV, a flat earther who is so convinced that the Earth is flat that he now spends his time making rap videos.
That's a powerful, riveting argument. You pre-law. Stanford? Harvard by chance? We've got a poisoning the well fallacy, a type of ad hom, delivered via innuendo. Another logical fallacy. You're flaming out of the gates here, sci-fi scam.
And there is our local yoga instructor. Now, this is by no means a pop at yoga instructors. I'm sure they're very good at what they do. My point is here that they aren't qualified scientists.
And yet another half-baked poisoning the well via innuendo fallacy. Although he feebly attempts to soften the self-inflicted spade shovel in the face.
These days, everything is getting a reboot. So why not you? The old version.
Are you a qualified scientist, sci-fi scam? The one who just failed junior high intro to physics? Clown. Moreover, the question, is the Earth flat or a sphere, isn't a viable scientific inquiry to begin with. They are what or is questions. Natural science is based solely on hypothesis testing. Experiment. Scientific hypotheses are strictly predictive suppositions into natural cause and effect relationships, i.e., how and why questions. Your entire belly laugher pseudo-intellectual non sequitur train wreck here is woefully pathetic. I'm embarrassed for you.
There's never been one experiment that proves that the Earth is in motion.
Foucault's pendulum, gyroscopes, the Coriolis effect, trade winds, and ocean currents, to name a few.
Yep, like I told you, Sci-Fi Scam is a wiki discovery headline parroter. Just spewing terms or short science-y phrases, ball-tarred bonehead declarations with zero cowbell. No substance, no explanations. Neither Foucault's pendulum, gyroscopes, the Coriolis effect, which this bozo doesn't even know what it is, trade winds, what the f***, or ocean currents are scientific experiments. Do your subscribers allow you to get away with this pretender clown numpty dipshittery? They must be dumber than you are.
When you try to find the curvature of the Earth, it's nowhere to be found.
Ranty's photo says otherwise, ODD. Check this video out quickly before carrying on if you haven't seen it yet. It's golden.
Yeah, crayon munching fool's golden. Ranty's photo says, globe-tard goober, pathetic fallacy. Photos don't speak, you delusional schmuck. It wasn't Ranty's photo either. He nicked the Blackpool Swan off Facebook or Twitter, one. There's no Earth curvature in that photo, sunshine. And watch his video. Elephant hurling fallacy. You're really knocking this out of the park, Sci-Fi Scam. Can you wake us up when you get to this?
It's now my job to debunk every single last little piece of it. Oh, you mean like Mr. Sensible did? Because I think you'll find he kind of smashed that one for you.
Mr. Insensible? Is that the same bald booger eater that said, at best, you've disproven the radius of Earth? I don't think it's a good idea to tie your incoherent chain to that crazy train, Sci-Fi Scam.
Welcome to Pine Grove.
This table is by invitation only.
Are you serious?
Do you have any semi-coherent, somewhat substantive arguments at all? Dude, Elmer Fudd is blushing.
Yeah, Professor Dave, woo!
Woohoo! Professor Dave, eh? This pretender clown knuckle-dragging window-licking professor from Mr. Magoo U wouldn't know the difference between the second law of thermodynamics and a funnel cake. He once claimed that order arises out of disorder spontaneously, which in and of itself is a quarter stick of dynamite up the ass sit down on a bonfire train wreck. His example? Ice cubes. I put him out of his Dunning-Kruger misery abruptly. And what's up with the three blind mice, numpty clown, walk of shame, ball-tard name drop parade with you, man? Ranty, Mr. Insensible, and Professor Numpty. This is akin to Jack the Ripper calling Pol Pot, Chairman Mao, and Stalin as character witnesses.
The world being a sphere is in keeping with other facts, like the sky is blue.
Are you serious? Are you?
What the hell did you just say?
Mr. Scientist, this intellectually paralyzing Fraunhofer line, the sky is blue, is a fact, therefore the Earth is a ball-tard spinning space monkey also, is a bit much. For everything sacred and holy, you're going to have to stop with the white paper technical language and break this down for the layman. The common folk are lost. You can't be serious, dude. Woefully pathetic is doubled over, tear-jerking, belly-laughing in the corner. Your responses here are 80 fathoms below just your average skanking foul-spinning space monkey. I bet Harvard and Stanford Law are tripping over each other trying to recruit you.
Well, from our perspective, which, by the way, is on a giant planet that is orbiting the sun.
From your perspective? What? That disheveled spinning space monkey's what you're attempting to prove. So thanks for the hanging, begging the question fallacy curveball. Appreciate it. You've kind of lost the plot here, Sunshine.
Then the sun does appear to move. But that is all irrelevant, because we have probes in space right now monitoring the sun from an orbit as close as 4 million miles.
Like I said, folks, he's just mindless Wiki Discovery Channel headline parroting. Hey, Piker, parroted probes in a second law of thermodynamics violation? What's next? You gonna give us the technical specs of a perpetual motion machine of the second kind from Helm's Deep?
That's really funny, because one of your own, Eric, one of your own flat earthers did this experiment and found that there was no major angular size change as the sun sets.
Experiment? Sci-fi scam. Angular size change is a what is inquiry, not a predictive supposition into a natural cause and effect relationship. That would be an actual scientific hypothesis, which then gives birth to the experiment. Thanks for eviscerating yourself again. And Bonehead, 2016 called, it wants its train wreck of a dumpster fire argument back. These ball-tard boneheads just rinse and repeat the same tripe over and over again, no matter how stupid. Their claim: the sun doesn't change angular size through the day.
So here it goes. A line of opera-themed soaps.
Even if true, which it's not. So, and check this out. Angular size means apparent size. Apparent in our context here means not actual. According to their fairy tale narrative, the sun's position is also apparent. So, the retard's query actually is, why does the not-actual size of the sun not decrease its not-actual size as it moves from its not-actual position? By the way, Chris Van Matre in 2016 demonstrated angular size change of the sun during the day, complete with solar filter.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
Has a flat earther ever looked at the sun's rays through a spectroscope?
Highly doubtful, since flat earthers are actually literate and would have done their background research. I found no less than 10 warnings, including Stanford, Live Science, and the Institute of Physics, instructing never to look at the sun or its rays through a spectroscope. You must have missed that part, eh? Ball-tard pretender clown. Did you miss that, numpty?
You can literally read off a list of elements from the absorption spectrum if you do.
From the absorption spectrum? What are the sun's rays or sun absorbing here, half a sissy Sassenach? Isn't the sun emitting, you dumbass cracker? What's doing the absorbing here, sci-fi scam? Once this booger-eating schmuck figures this little peccadillo out, I'm betting he never will. But if others do, you're going to realize in less than a Planck time that looking through a kaleidoscope has more efficacy in divining the sun's makeup than stellar spectroscopy. Here's a little clue. A be kind to dumb animal week situation, if you will. Let's see if the bumbling ball-tard boneheads pick up on it. If you followed the instructions and heeded the warnings with spectroscopes in the sun, you may find some anomalies comparing the spectra. That is, let's say you evaluated the sun's spectra multiple times during the day and found each somewhat different, and you most certainly will. What then? What then, sci-fi scam? Is the sun shape-shifting and changing its elemental makeup during the day? According to the little bitch that could hear, it literally is. What a clown fuck. You wouldn't know the difference between spectroscopy and a chartreuse windsock, for fuck's sake. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
It's now my job to debunk every single last little piece of it.
We're still waiting, window licker.
The thing is, Eric, we've got this thing called an atmosphere, which is tremendously good at refracting light. It does so especially well when we're looking at the sun through more of the atmosphere at dawn and dusk.
Atmosphere? That's a contradiction in terms. A paradox. Atmo means air. Air is a gas. Sphere is a shape. Gases have no inherent shape. And refraction, when spinning space monkeys refraction, they're unwittingly invoking terrestrial refraction. Folks, for that to exist, they need not only the aforementioned married bachelor paradox, curved gases, atmosphere, they need to know the radius value, which they don't. So what we got here is a begging the question fallacy, wrapped in a married bachelor paradox, served to you by crayon munchers that should be picking up cans along the side of the road. Supervised.
Right, I think this would be a good time to take a break here and wrap up this first segment. I told you it was going to be a thorough one, didn't I? Tune in next month for part 2. Please do share this video as much as you can. I want it to appear in every single search engine possible, and I want it to be seen before the actual film itself. Thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed it, then please do like and subscribe. I'm going to give you a little like goal here. 50,000 likes for this video. See if you can get that.
What? Why lowball? Don't sell yourself short. Why settle for 50,000 brain-dead ball-tard likes when you could get 3 million belly laughs? Just play this to a 5th grade general science and basic reasoning graduating class here nationally in the US. And voila! By the way,
Hey!
Hello. It's for you.
Yeah? You've just been erased.